What does it really mean for an AI to think? Today, we're diving deep into Interview Angular, components, directives, pipes. Components, directives, and pipes are the core building blocks of Angular. Understanding who owns the UI is essential for effective development. Mutating behavior and formatting data are key responsibilities in Angular. Directives are divided into components with templates, attribute directives, and structural directives. This structure is not just trivia, it's the grammar of every screen. Mastering this triad makes templates feel designed, not magical. It transforms how state is turned into a testable user experience. This fluency changes every answer that follows in Angular. But here's where it gets interesting: the component trap. Most weak Angular answers collapse everything into just make a component that sounds productive until the code base fills with tiny wrappers, duplicated formatting logic, and conditional markup scattered across templates. Existing habits are insufficient because the interviewer is not asking what ngif does they are testing, whether you can choose the smallest abstraction. Importantly, this keeps ownership, behavior, rendering, and formatting separated under pressure. The wrong choice scales into friction. More specifically, it creates long-term maintenance challenges. So what's the real problem? Let's talk about one template, 3 layers. A template can be ambiguous. Components look like HTML but own view boundaries. Directives attach to HTML and modify elements or DOM structure. Pipes hide inside interpolation and transform displayed values. They all appear in the same visual layer but operate at different levels. Confusing these layers makes code look elegant, but couple state and layout, the template becomes harder to reason about. As a result, this raises a critical question: the decision breakthrough. The breakthrough is to treat Angular templates as a composition engine, notably not a dumping ground for code. Components answer the question, what UI exists here? Structural control flow answers, should this UI exist now? Attribute directives answer, how should this element behave? Pipes answer, how should this value be displayed? Once each question maps to a separate primitive, template decisions become fast, reviewable, and defensible. That is the senior mental model of Angular development. Now let's zoom in on control flow becomes native. Modern Angular sharpens that model with built-in control flow. Next, @if, @for, and @switch move branching into syntax that resembles TypeScript logic. Importantly, Angular documents a migration path from older structural directives. Notably, the syntax is built into templates without importing camel-fel. Thus, the point is not fashion, but lower ceremony and clearer intent. More specifically, fewer accidental abstractions in the most frequently touched layer. Cleaner syntax exposes cleaner design. Angular 1. Here's something most people overlook: components' own identity. Components remain the boundary for reusable UI. Next, they combine TypeScript state and template markup. Importantly, they include style, inputs, and outputs as well. Thus, they form a named surface for each component. Use a component when something has identity. Notably, examples include a card, modal, or table. More specifically, a profile header or editor also qualifies. If it needs its own template or public API, it deserves a component. Otherwise, it may be behavior pretending to be UI. Boundaries should earn their name through clear purpose. Think about this for a second. Directives shape behavior. Directives are the precision tool for shaping behavior. A structural directive changes layout by adding or removing DOM nodes. ngif and ngFor historically express that role in Angular. An attribute directive changes appearance or behavior on an element already present. Examples include focus, permission gating, analytics tagging, drag state or hover interaction. Custom directives become powerful when the requirement repeats across many views. Using a directive avoids the weight of a whole component. Reuse should feel invisible, not bulky. Angular provides a flexible way to extend application behavior, and this is where things get complex. Pipes transform meaning. Pipes are the presentation transformer. Angular describes pipes as operators in template expressions. They transform data for display, not for business logic. Use pure pipes for deterministic formatting of stable inputs. Examples include dates, labels, currency, or derived text. Impure pipes require careful handling. Lint guidance warns they execute every change detection cycle. Pure pipes re-execute only when input references change. Formatting remains an important part of architecture. This is how Angular 1 handles data transformation. But here's where it gets interesting. The interview decision tree. The interview workflow is a decision tree first. Ask whether the feature creates a new visual boundary. If yes, build a component. If not, ask whether it changes DOM existence, branching, or repetition. If yes, use control flow or a structural directive. If not, ask whether it changes behavior on an existing element. If yes, use an attribute directive. If the only problem is display shape, write a pipe. This answer sounds simple because it is structured. So what's the real problem? Let's talk about the senior level answer. The impact is architectural calm. Templates become readable because every primitive has a job. Reviews become sharper because the team can challenge the abstraction. Performance conversations become concrete because trade-offs are visible. Impure pipes and repeated directives are no longer hidden. Overbuilt components are now clear choices in the code. The future Angular developer will not win interviews by naming APIs. They will win by explaining why the chosen primitive protects the system. Clarity becomes the real senior signal.